And welcome again to the live stream of the weekly free instant tournament. As a reminder, this tournament is updated every Friday on VBO. And so if you haven't played it yet, my usual suggestion is that you should stop seeing this video and go play it. Today's Monday, May the 1st. And so you still have plenty of time to play the hands yourself and later check what I did. And hopefully this will be helpful for you. Let me share the screen and let's proceed to the cards. And here we are on the VBO homepage. You can find the weekly free instant tournament in the solitaire tab. And we begin with a 16 high card point hand, a typical 1-0 trump bid. By the way, just a side comment. If you have noticed that you have many more no trump openers than usual when playing this weekly free instant tournament, that is a quirk of the best hand format. So in these tournaments, we always have the best hand. And this constraint means that hands that have the highest high card count among the four are very often suitable for a no trump opening, even if we don't stretch, as is the case here. So partner is transferring to spades. We have nothing to say here, and clearly we prefer no trump with only 2 spades. We can imagine hands in which spades will be better, especially if partners say shorting clubs. But we have no information, and so we don't have to guess. To play for a guess, partner may be short in hearts. That would be, and so partner shorting nothing, and we received a diamond lead. Usually, a diamond lead would be an indication of diamonds 4-1, but not here. The robot loves to lead from short suits. I don't know why, but he does. There's no argument about that. And we have to counter tricks. That spade suit is interesting because we don't have enough entries. We may have 2 entries in diamonds, the queen and the 6. We may do that. If we wanted to look at the spade suit in isolation, we would like to lead a low spade to our hand to take advantage of the queen in east. And so if we could, pretend that we had entries everywhere, we could lead a spade from north to the jack, and that would enable us to take advantage of the queen in east, doubleton or tripleton, doesn't matter, or fourth. When he has a tripleton queen, and spades at 3-3, we'll always lose a trick, regardless of how we play the hand. But we don't have that abundance of entries. And another way of playing the spade suit is trying to pin a short 7. that's how fascinating this hand is. So if the 7 of spades were in north, we could try to lead the jack of spades from our hand and threatening to let it run. And if the queen were in west, then if he didn't cover, the jack would win the trick. If it covered, then we would have 9 in our hand, 8-7 in dummy to catch the king and continue with the 8, driving out the 10, and then the 7 would take care of the 4th round of the suit. Here we don't have the 7, we have the 6. Is it enough? It's a funny, interesting suit combination. And we need to do something with spades. Of course, we have adequate stoppers elsewhere, but spades is our longest combined suit apart from diamonds. But diamonds, there's nothing we can do with them. We either have 3 or 4 tricks, very likely 4, and diamonds are our communication suit. So we don't want to lead a lot of diamonds. So I reject the line of, for example, ace and the diamonds to the queen, lead a low spade from dummy. That would hamper our communication, that second round of them, and you have to get to them with a 6 of diamonds, run spades, and at the end we'd have some trouble with the cards in our hand. So I prefer to keep that diamond suit for communication and to attack spades from our hand. So I'll start with the jack, and maybe we will be able to do something with that short 7. Let's see what will happen here. Oops, sorry. Here's a 7. Okay, that's not bad. Of course, if queen 10 are in east, we are not in a great shape, but we will not finesse again. By the way, if you want to look into the math of this, finessing would win against 10/4 in west or 5th. And playing from the top, playing ace king after this first trick would win against 10 doubleton, so queen 10, or tripleton, queen 10 third in east. And these two combinations, doubleton 10 meaning queen 10 alone, the singleton 10, let's forget about the queen. The singleton 10 or the doubleton 10 in east are more likely than the tripleton 10 remaining, so 10/4 in west. So after the 7 appeared, we can blot out the 9 with the ace. And anyway, now we have to handle this hard shift. Looks like a straight guess, maybe tainted by the fact that West chose to lead the diamond. He's probably got the goods in hearts. I play the jack just because, well, it worked somewhat. Now we have to discard from our hand. Now we have an uncomfortable, he had queen 10/4, an uncomfortable choice. I think I'll establish my club tricks and hope for heart tricks at the end. Now I'm in a bad spot. I'm not about to go down unless diamonds are 4-1. I have 4 tricks, right? The jack of clubs and 3 diamonds. But I think it's quite likely that the ace of hearts is offside. East with ace queen of hearts and the 10 of spades and queen 10 of spades. He could have that, but it doesn't matter because I will have to discard a heart on the 4th diamond. Then when I lead a heart, and if he has the ace of hearts, he'll win the ace of hearts. Then he'll catch the 10 of spades. I'll have to discard something, and so it's safer just to cash out. Let's see if the diamonds are indeed established. Yes, they are. And there's basically no way in which we could win more tricks here. Let's just claim 2 tricks, 1 more trick, 9 tricks. I'm not quite, well, ace queen were on side. Maybe if at the point when I cashed ace king of spades, if I had led another heart. But the fact that the jack won that trick was not clear sign that the ace was on side. So we had to guess. Okay, next hand, let me take away my little face from here. We have 11 high card points, very nice intermediates. The 10s and the 9s and even the 8 of spades lead me to think this is a very clear opening bid and rebid of diamonds. And now, in imps, I would accept this because I don't want to stop short of game, even with a bare minimum. The main difference between imps and match points here is that we don't have enough information to know if partner's cards are fitting our hand or not. If he has a lot of high cards in clubs, we should stop low. If he has few hard cards in clubs, let's place him with, for example, queen 3 of spades, the ace of hearts, and king of diamonds. We are apparently on a finesse for him. That's 9 high card points. And so vulnerable in imps, we should really take the plunge. Here, it's match points. I will just pass. And let's see what we buy. We bought a not fantastic duplication in diamonds. We didn't want that much in diamonds. I would prefer to have that. Anyway, we have to, maybe we need that 2 of diamonds as an entry to the, I'll unblock here to lead my first low spade. Good, I don't need to lead spades again from dummy. That's good. I need all the entries that I can get to dummy to play hearts. So here now we duck, because even if the ace of hearts is on side, there's no way for us to not lose 2 hearts. And since it is indeed offside, now we have a club loser and nothing else unless they find a rough. Let's see if they will. They didn't, and so we claim. And 9 tricks, very ordinary hand, a bit amazing that we got 90%. Let's look at what people are doing with it. This 90% portal. People are passing or overbidding. It is an overbid, I must admit. It is an overbid. There's a lot of overbidders, probably not taking into account the difference between imps and match points. Next hand, we have a 13 high card point. Lots of losers, not too many winners. In a different vulnerability, I might consider with clubs specifically. It's a little bit feeble to not try to take away their space. So I would consider opening with a very heavy preempt. Here, it's silly with partner being a pass hand. It's silly to think of that because partner may be strong. We may have an easy game in no trumps. I have to rebid my clubs, giving no thought to raising spades, even if your partnership raises on 3 quite freely, this hand screams clubs. And so you have to rebid your clubs. That's shortest path to 3 no trumps. If partner has a 2 no trump invite, I would accept happily. Okay, now let's count our tricks. We have apparently 6 club tricks, 3 spades and a heart, that's 10. If we can prevent them from getting roughs. And the first thing that we should do in this first trick is to play high from dummy, try to conceal our spades holding. We might have many different kinds of holdings after this start. And if we played low, we would pretty much be marked with the jack. This is an important aspect, even against robots, incidentally. Important aspect of hard play, trying to hide your assets. Now let's draw trumps. And everybody follows, so we claim 10 tricks. And we stopped well. 3 no trumps has no chance after a heart lead. We got 78%. We usually get a very high score here if we don't do anything silly. They couldn't do anything to harm us after the spade lead. So turn down this very loud phone before we continue. I want this to interrupt our flow. Okay, we have a 13 high card point. Another clear opening bid. Don't be afraid. By the way, I know that people are afraid sometimes to open 4th in hand with an inadequate spades, so jack 3rd, for example. But this is very pessimistic thinking. And of course, they may have spades, but you should use this as a guideline to decide whether or not to open a borderline hand. This is not a borderline. This is a full opener. Minimum, but full opener. So we'll have no qualms about opening in now. Partners showing hearts. We should confirm the fit and part a big game. Unusual for a pass hand to big game like that. You should have some exciting distribution. Not that exciting, but still. We have apparently 3 top losers, 1 spade, and two aces. And we first thing to think about, I know what I will play here, but it's good to spell it out. If we win this first trick and go about our business, we would have to discard a spade immediately from them. So if we won the spade trick, we would have to play ace of spades and ace king of diamonds, discarding a spade from them. Why? Because otherwise, East should have one ace, because West is a best hand. He has king, queen of spades, and at most one other ace. He doesn't have both aces. So East will get the lead at some point with one of his aces, either hearts or clubs, and play a spade. And if West has queen 10 of spades, then we lost two spades and two aces. So we would have to discard our spade loser immediately, and we would be exposed to handling charges, let's call it that. And if we ducked here, we would keep spades fairly protected against an attack, but we would expose ourselves to a ruff in spades. But note that the exposure to a ruff at the third round of spades is already gone by. We can't avoid that. The problem with ducking is the ruff on the second round of spades. And that, I think, is very unlikely, because, again, West is a best hand. He would have opened two spades. He had six spades to king, queen, 10, with or without a side ace, by my lights. So here the problem will be this. We will duck and hope that West shifts. If he doesn't shift, maybe we will hope that he plays the queen, because then we will keep the jack as a stopper, and then we can discard dummy's spade in the ace king of diamonds and hope for luck in the ensuing tricks. He didn't continue. That's very welcome shift, unless, of course, there is a spade ruff coming. You'll play a spade very likely. No. Okay. Oh, there was a club ruff looming. Now the spade. We know that we know in the sense that we can bet very strongly that the ace of hearts is with West. Okay, and so we should probably discard our spade on the ace king of diamonds immediately and lead a low heart from our hand. Then if we do that, ace king of diamonds, discarding a spade, low heart, he climbs with the ace, leads a spade, we ruff high. And now we have to cash the jack, hope that he's out of trumps. For that, he would have to have a 5 spade, 1 club. No, we are in trouble here. I don't think that is his hand. Summing up, we need to get rid of that spade so that we can avoid a spade ruff when he wins the ace of hearts. But we would like I think we'll basically depend. He has 3 hearts. He has 5, 3, 4, 1, rather than 5, 2, 5, 1. I'm talking about West. He has 5, 1 in the blacks. He should have 3 hearts and 4 diamonds. And so that doesn't help us to play the king of clubs and discard the jack of spades, for example. He will ruff with a low heart. But if I play him for 3 hearts, then I can handle it by ruffing high the spade, drawing 1 trump. Trumps will be over, and then I finesse in clubs against the jack of clubs. Yes, that's it. Let's discard the spade. It's a cool hand if it works. And now play a heart. As expected, now there comes a spade. You ruff high, and we cash the jack of hearts. And everybody follows. No, but still, I think we're fine still. He had two hearts, but he has to follow to everything. He was guarding the queen of diamonds most likely, so he'll have to follow to the ruff, diamond ruff, and the last trick is he was kind of squeezed in his hand because if he discarded the diamond, it would be the queen. But that was a cool hand. The whole idea of coming to our hand, discarding the spade to lead a low heart so that we wouldn't waste an honor under the ace. Everything was cool. And so we got an 82% board. Okay, 18 high card points, and partner is beating one club. Is opening one club. The typical response here would be a heart. And I think most people will do that. In my own partnerships, I would have some thoughts about the wisdom of bidding a diamond or a heart. But here I'll follow the flow. How curious, they are showing power in a spade fit. And I have 18 high card points and partner open the bidding. How curious. If four clubs were forcing, so partner has at least four clubs. That's something that we should clarify right now. Partner can have, shouldn't have, three clubs because he would have four cards in at least one major. We know he doesn't have four cards in hearts, and he probably doesn't have four cards in spades with this bidding because three hearts is a spade raise. So, and it even says 3+. Can imagine some hands with 2+, but not when I'm with East getting enthusiastic about his prospects with a doubleton spade, but not when I have this much high cards. So partner has at most 3 spades and doesn't have 4 hearts, so he has to have 4 clubs. So clubs is an 8-card trump fit. And the big problem here is, should we try to double them at some high-level spade contract, or should we just explore for slam, or should we just give? I think I'll take the third option of just bidding 5 clubs here, going low, trusting East. East is showing some encouraging cards. I'm not thinking of 3-no trumps, and I'm not thinking of not bidding game here, so 5 clubs it is. Okay, we have a very adequate hand there with the ace of spades. He could have had the king or king queen, and then we would have a very bad slam. But 7 of diamonds, that's I'm still intrigued by the whole overbidding of these guys. Don't know if I should try this finesse or not. I probably will, but I'm talking about the finessing clubs, of course. That's finesse. Okay, so now the hand is over and we made 7. Oh no, the 9 of clubs was there, so we made 6. We can claim. As expected, a very distributional hand. We got only 40%. Some people jumped to slam, I'm pretty sure. Some people landed in no trumps, which is ill-judged in my view. If I were to hope for 3-no trumps, look at this bidding with a singleton spade. He deserved to find partner with the king of clubs and nothing in spades. And my big problem here was between 5 and 6. And I was expecting some very some distributional storm for these very strong bidding. Anyway, let me interrupt here for a word from our sponsors, and I will mention two assets here. First is this Facebook group, Develop Bridge Skills, and many of you are already aware of it, and it's completely free to join, and I answer questions from all over the world about bridge. So write it down and join us and bring your questions. And I also host a Q&A session at the Bridge Academy. Here, that is the address, bridgeacademy.locals.com. Usually on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow, I won't be able to do it on that time. So I think I'll do it on Wednesday at 11. Tomorrow I'll be looking at my car and fixing stuff in my car at that time. So Wednesday, May the 3rd, exceptionally, at 11 a.m., we will have the typical Q&A session. And for you to join and bring your questions, it's always pinned. This post here is pinned 24 hours before the session. And it has the Zoom link. When you click here, you can find a link to a Zoom session and bring your questions. And let's go back to our tournament. 20 high card points and a very mediocre club suit, but no jacks. So I think to trump is pretty normal here. Partners transferring to spades. Let's accept and choose no trumps. Hoping that we'll find some club fit there. We did, but we also found a very peculiar hand. 6 of hearts is the lead. Hearts are very likely 5-5, just on math. This is most likely distribution of the hearts. 5-5. So I have only 4 top tricks, 5 when I establish my club trick. So I need to work with clubs or diamonds. And clubs is the hand that has the entry, so I should look for clubs. Maybe I should duck this. I think I will. Just because sometimes the robot switches. No, he didn't. Let's play our low club. Now we should establish our clubs. So now we have 3 tricks in the bank and 4 tricks in our hand, 7, only 7. Should I finesse? If hearts are 6-4, as it appears they are, by finessing I lose a trick. So I won't finesse. I think they are 4-4, 4-6. Let's see the discards. He discarded all his spades. So he's with the king of diamonds most likely and 0 spades. Yeah. And so we can claim 0 tricks. He had, as expected, the king of diamonds and hearts. So this was a matter of kind of trusting the opponents whether or not to finesse here. Because why did West leave the heart 9 to win, right? I'm talking about this position here. Heart to the jack, heart 1, club lost, heart 1, and a club, and another club. And now, when East plays a 9 of hearts and West lets him win, He's interested in a shift. So he's leaving partner with the lead. If he had no side entry, he should cash a lot of hearts on my and defeat me. So his deck showed that he had a side entry, and so I trusted his defense. If he didn't have the king of diamonds, I would have made one more trick by finessing, but then they might just cash 2 hearts instead of overtake this, play 2 more hearts. I would have to discard the spade and the diamond, and I would end with the same number of tricks. So this was temptation that I should have avoided, and I did. Okay, 15 high card points, both majors. This is a spade raise, choice of games, balanced choice of games. I like 3-0 trumps a lot. And if partner has a doubled on heart, then maybe we can get extra tricks from hard roughs. But my hand is so strong and so no trumpy, so full of honors here and there, that I'll pass. 4-3-3-3, and a very weak diamond holding. Not really comfortable. I wasn't expecting my problem to be a lack of stoppers, but here they are. We lack stoppers. So if diamonds are 4-4 as they appear to be, although the robot is a questionable leader, we should not duck. I think we'll find out more by not ducking. I might have played the jack, but that was a little bit lazy of me. Let's run the spades. I don't want to duck because I want to discard those diamonds in the spades and leave all my other holdings intact. So a diamond and a club from west, a club from east. Nobody's discarding a heart. Okay, they all both discarded a heart. Nobody should have queen third. So somebody should have queen fourth. On general grounds, since West was short in spades, he should be longer in hearts. So I should run the jack of hearts immediately. It's always a big position, though. He didn't discard any diamonds at all. So even though I was discarding some, so I think the king of clubs is on offside. He's discarding like a man with an entry. The queen of hearts wouldn't look like an entry to him. So everything indicates that the jack of hearts will win, and it'll lose. I know that this happens very often. Can it be that he had, okay, I didn't lose a trick by not playing the jack in the first hand anyway. Maybe he led from 5. Looks like it. He led from 3 diamonds only. Yeah, he led from 3 card suit. And so now we can play. That's a bad score because spades is much better. Of course, when I am biased towards real life in which people would not lead diamonds from this hand, they would lead something else, and then Trump would be much better. But he found the killing lead, as a robot many times does, by leading short suits all the time. Sometimes he ends with eggs in his face. Sometimes he hits the jackpot, and that happened here. And so now we have a final deal, 11 high card points. Maybe I should just toss it in with a concentration in the minors. And if I had had a nice score in the last deal, I would. If I had guessed hearts, I would. But I would like to. We are not winning. We are in second place, and I like to win. So let's take a chance here. At least the opponents are not bidding. I don't mind declaring. I would mind opening for them. Jack of spades. Look at the spade intermediates. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We have a stopper. we have a very good spade stopper. And we have 5 diamond tricks. Should I cover or not? If he's leading from a short suit as he does, we've seen that, then I should cover. I think I will. And hide my 9. Maybe he'll believe that his partner has Jack 10-9. I was expecting that. The club shift. Not unwelcome. Here comes the 10 of spades. And now, can it be that if the queen of spades is in east as it should be, I should discard this and run my diamonds without cashing the final ace of clubs? It would squeeze dummy and then lead the spade, but then he would lead spade and the spade to dummy. Nah. If this guy has let's check to see if diamonds are running, first of all. Well, I lose nothing. Maybe the queen is... Can it be a tripleton? I don't think it can. But I lose nothing by running my diamonds without cashing the ace of clubs. And that may create some confusion in their ranks. So let's do it. I'll exit with a 7 of spades, and I'll, okay, that's a nice discard. I didn't want him to have that spade to put me in dummy with it. Okay, he kept 1 spade. I thought spades were 4-3, but they were 5-2. He had Jack 10 doubleton of spades. So now I'm dead, most likely, but still 7 tricks. 7 tricks is nice because we are thinking of passing the hand, passing it out. 89% is good enough for this final deal at least. And I know what was the final result. Okay, it was enough by a head for us to win this tournament. So I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you want to participate in the Q&A, it is on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Wednesday, May 3rd. Exceptionally, usually it's on Tuesdays, but this week will be on a Wednesday. Okay, see you then. Bye-bye. Epa, vamos ver isso aqui. Tá bem, né? Ai, escolhi. Filha da puta. Filha da puta. Ah, filha da puta. Foda, né? Foda, meus amigos, é foda. Não pode distrair esta merda. O segundo tempo é muito mais grave. Vamos ver isso aqui. Acho que é. Deixa esse cara aqui. Aqui a gente pode meter um over 1. Certo? Esse é o cara. Vamos ver se 0,75. 2. Bem melhor. 2 ou 21 tá ótimo. Esses aqui vamos deixar quietos. Dois. Botar um número absurdo, né? 6. O 7. Já foi. Filha da puta. Filha da puta. Bom, não foi de todo ruim, porque todas aquelas apostas no primeiro tempo mataram a pau. Mas perder 8 nesse, ganhar uma porção no outro. Houve um VAR aí, né? Salvar o brecha. Hello? Yes? What is it about?
On your request to receive a call regarding information on how you save your auto repair. We're participating in our auto savings program. In addition to this incredible savings, our auto program provides free roadside assistance, towing, tire rotation, and even free oil changes throughout the year.
Okay.
So our program guarantees auto repairs like AC, transmission, electrical. Best of all, nothing changes on where you have your vehicle repaired. Your fee partnered with AMCO and Matchpoint. So feel free to take it there or any licensed repair facility of your choice. Let's give you some more information, okay? Is that